Hello, YouTube. Harley Navigation. Nobody likes it. Let's talk about why I think nobody likes it and why I kind of like it. So, a lot of people that I talk to, with the Harley Navigation and stuff like that, they don't like it. They flat out don't like it. It doesn't take them the way that they either think it should or the way that they want to go in their mind. Okay? Well, the Harley Navigation, first of all, is not a mind reader. It cannot read your mind and say, well, you want to go this route. It's a computer. And its maps aren't designed by Google, I wouldn't imagine. Sorry about that. Okay. So, its maps aren't designed by Google. It's probably something that is designed by Harley-Davidson and some Chinese party, I would imagine. And it is designed for motorcycles, is my opinion. And motorcycles, most people who ride aren't interstate pounders or highway pounders. Okay, so most motorcycle riders, I'm gonna fix this mic. Most motorcycle riders aren't interstate riders or highway pounders. Most of their riding is going to be done on roads such as this, or twisty, curvy back roads, or some 4-lane highways to get somewhere. Sometimes, yeah, interstates are necessary. It has all sorts of features. If you pay attention and you be careful, it has all sorts of features to where you can turn things off. But I think the misconceptions that people have is they're going out and they're doing a ride, or they're going somewhere, and they want to take interstate part of the way, and they want to take 2-lane roads the other part of the way, and the GPS isn't doing that for them, because it's going to either calculate the fastest way, the scenic way, the curvy way, you know, where you hit twisty roads, or whatever. What I have come to find out with it is if you put it on scenic, It's going to run you through historic towns and a lot of 4-lane highways with a lot of small towns and red lights. Also, that being said, some other towns, if you're close to, like, our area, down Marietta, Ohio, if you're south of Marietta and you're using it, instead of coming through Marietta, it runs you across the river, up Route 2, and then back across the river in St. Mary's, West Virginia to Ohio. So I was trying to figure out, when we were down that way last time, why the GPS doesn't just tell you to turn left and follow 7, and why it takes you around. So I got to look and pay attention. Marietta is a very, very busy town, and it's got a bazillion red lights. So I think what it's doing on scenic is it's also trying to find the fastest scenic route. So it's avoiding a lot of it. It's not going to avoid everything. But at the same time, I have highways shut off, so it's not going to put me on the interstate. Shut. Dirt roads. Make sure you click that one. You want to avoid dirt roads. You want to avoid tolls. Because this thing will take you to the nearest toll road. It's all in what your settings are. And I think some people are just using it improperly. Because, like I said, they think that it should read their mind. That's not the case. If you want it to read your mind, sit on your computer at home, use the Ride Planner app, map out your routes, make sure you zoom in, put the dots in the right place, and then upload that GPX file to the bike, and there's your route that you want. Okay? Or, before you go, like my mom and I just went on a trip a couple of weeks back, and I mapped it out on the map at home. I knew how to get down where we were going. It was just the route coming back because of things that I wanted to do and places I wanted to go. And I looked at the map and knew 3 roads. So whenever I punched in the GPS, excuse me, I made sure when those 3 roads came up and I checked the maneuvers, those 3 roads were on there. There was one way that it was telling me to go, but I ended up going another way because it was going to run me through a little town. I didn't want to go through the little town. So you can kind of research it a little bit beforehand, or look at a map, a paper map. I recommend Butler Maps. They have several, and I keep them in the bike. They help out when you're out and you need to look at a map. Instead of looking at your phone, look at a map. Now, when you get the Butler Maps, you will have to look and, get the region that you want, because that's how they do them. And they're motorcycle roads. They do have a lot of, they've got highways and stuff on there and interstates. So that's there. And I use them as reference points to kind of tell around about where I am. Okay, well, this interstate's here, and find an area that I know, or a big city or something like that, and then guess in reference to around about where I am. I can tell you that if you do not have, 2 things here. one, if you have the GPS set on twisty roads, it's going to take you on some of the twistiest, curviest roads, and some roads that you're like, holy cow, why's this thing got me on? And also, if you do not have avoid unpaved roads marked as an avoidance, it's going to take you down every gravel road there is. That's how it is. You're not telling it to avoid it, so it's going to take you down it. I do not believe that it is the navigation system or the navigation design. I believe it is human error. And people not understanding what it is. I believe the Harley Navigation system was designed for motorcycles, motorcycle riding, and motorcycle roads, that people want to ride. It was designed with all that in mind. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about it, because I've honestly found some really nice roads, even around home, that I didn't know about. I've also found some pretty scary roads, and things of that nature. But I wouldn't have found all that stuff had it not been for the Harley Navigation. Where were we? Maps. Yeah. Buy maps. Keep them on your bike. Let's see. Use a little bit of common sense when you're using the Harley Navigation system. If you know general direction of where north, south, east, and west is, you can get anywhere you want to go. And, like I said, it's designed for motorcycling. And what is motorcycling? Motorcycling is going out riding, seeing the scenery, twisty, curvy, windy roads. That's what motorcycling is. I think a lot of people, when it comes to the Harley Navigation, like I said, think that it should read their mind and take the route that they think it should take. It doesn't work that way. You can manipulate it. Oh, God. Say, okay, like we were coming back from our little adventure, and I had it set on scenic, but I wanted to get home a little quicker. Scenic was taking me longer. So, we came up on an interstate that I knew from looking at the map. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And, I got on it, and there we go. It ended up cutting. It was trying to take me back to scenic, but I went in, I stopped the route, changed it, and turned highways on. And, woohoo! It got me home quicker on the highways. If you want to get somewhere quick, use highways. If not, use scenic or twisty. make sure paved roads are off. Because it'll take you to every unpaved road there is. Believe me. I know. It'll do it. The Harley Navigation will find every rocky, gravel, tar, chip, dirt, sand dune road there is in the country. It'll find it. And, I'm fine with that sometimes, just not all the time. If I'm by myself, I'm fine with it. If I'm with a couple of my buddies, I'm fine with it. Like I said, I have found some of the neatest, coolest places and best roads that I've been on thanks to the Harley Navigation system. It's not all bad. The hardest thing that I have with it is when it's telling you to turn. It's like it says in a quarter of a mile, turn left. And then you go 500 feet and it wants you to turn. And it's like, dang, I think its distance is off. So you gotta be zoomed in pretty good to see where it wants you to turn at and judge it and things of that nature. I have a 19. I'm sure they've updated the map since then, but I'm not paying the $150 to have it updated. I'm not doing it. It ain't worth it to me. I don't use it that much to do that. It will. I know we were on 160 and it was trying to make me turn left over the mountain. It's not the first time it's done that. There'll be no road there and the thing will tell you to turn. Don't be an idiot and turn and wreck your motorcycle and think that you're going to end up getting a giant settlement because you're suing whoever made the GPS. In that case, you're the idiot that was following the directions. So, I mean, there's got to be some common sense involved in it, folks. You gotta, if you know your general direction that you want to go and familiarize yourself with some of the roads and whatnot, I think we have come, and I'm honestly noticing it more and more with some of the older generations. Because you guys know I don't hang out with people my age. I hang out with the older people. And I'm talking 15, 20 years older than I am. But they rely on their GPSs like, oh my god. I know a couple people who it doesn't matter. They can be going to Walmart that they've been to 100,000 times, but they can't get there without their GPS, or they turn their GPS on. I don't know if it's just because they want to know how long it's going to take them, or what it is, but oh my, I think that we rely on that stuff a little bit too much. Now we did a ride here last Sunday, and that's how I found out about Marietta and it bypassing around that and all that stuff. I knew where I was going. I knew how to get there. I've been there before. I didn't have to use the GPS. I just wanted to use the GPS because I had other people with me, and sometimes I get lost in a daze out riding or talking to the wife. I had my modular helmet and my Senna and stuff with me in the tour pack. But it was like 90. It was hot that day. And I just had my half helmet. The wife had her half helmet. And we were just cruising, But I had GPS on because people behind me, and I get distracted talking to the wife and stuff like that, but people were riding with me and I was leading. I wanted to hear it say, hey, your turn's coming up soon. Slow down, pay attention to what you're doing because you got all these people behind you. That I do. And then, like I said, coming back the way it took me, and my one buddy that was riding back with me, he was like, what are you doing? And I said, you said you wasn't in a big hurry to get home. I'm following this GPS to try to figure out what it's doing and why it's doing it. I'm trying to figure out the evil behind the system, so to speak. And the only thing that I can think of is it's trying to take you around stuff to keep you rolling. But at the same time, if it sees like a historic part of town or something like that and you're set on scenic, it's going to take you there. That's what it's going to do. Oh, hey, this may be a little bit out of route, but you're still going in the same general direction. It's not all that bad. It's really not. It's a device that's right there at your thumb tips. You don't have to look at your phone. You don't have to worry about having... I know a lot of people are having problems with the Apple CarPlay on there. They're having problems with the Android Auto or whatever it is. I don't use none of that crap. I paid for the motorcycle and it has the GPS built into it. I use it whenever I feel it necessary or whenever I want to. Like we were coming home. I knew how to get home. It wasn't hard to get home. It's from where we were. It was Route 2 north to Route 7 north. Those are your two roads. That's it. We've been there. It's not hard. But I was using it just to kind of see what time we would be home. And at the same time, I like it when it does that little thing in the corner where it tells you what time you'll be home, because I like to race it. I like to beat it. I wish I could talk to it. I don't know if there's a way that I can talk to it. I've got the Harley headset. I don't know if there's a way that I can communicate to it and talk to it and be that guy arguing with it, and it arguing with me, telling me it's going to drive me off a cliff and stuff. That would be fun. But at the same time, the thing does try to drive me off of cliffs all the time. And I know I'm not the only one. I've talked to a few other folks, and they say, yeah, there'll be nothing there, and it's telling you to turn. And, I thought about that when it was telling me to do that. And then after riding the road and finishing the road out, I think what it was doing was it was seeing, hey, the location is right here, and it didn't keep track of that road, or maybe the maps need updated to have that. I don't know, but it's technology, and there are problems with technology. That's all there is to it, and we rely too much on it. We depend solely too much on it. So, and then we want to complain about it when it doesn't do what we want it to do. I don't really complain about mine because I know that probably 95% of the issues that I have with it are due to me, and I accept that. We'll just do a U-turn or ride a gravel road out. That kind of is what it is. Like I said, I've had a lot of fun playing with it, and it's taken me on some really nice roads, especially just around here locally. Stuff that I'd never would have found. So it's not all that bad. Give it a chance, folks. And like I said, use some common sense. Try to map your routes out. If you're going on a longer trip, then keep maps in the bike and map them out daily, you know. And if there are roads that you want to go on those roads, and you know, use your GPS just as kind of like a guide or whatever, because it's not going to take and say, okay, he doesn't want to ride highways for this section, but he wants to ride them for this section. It's not going to do that. You know, it's not going to say, well, hey, here's the tail of the dragon and here's Interstate 40. You know, we're going to run him tail of the dragon in Interstate 40 so he can get to whatever. You know, just, I know they're not that close together, but we're just using it as, you know, a couple of roads for reference. You know, it's not going to, we're going to run him across the tail of the dragon and then we're going to run him on Interstate 40 to get him to, it's not going to do that. It's going to either, you have a choice. You have scenic routes, which are going to be 4-lane, 55-mile-an-hour zones. Maybe 60, from what I've found. Twisty, curvy roads, which are going to be roads that are narrower than this, and the speed limit's like 35. That's what I've found around my area. And then you have fastest routes, which will put you on highways. You can choose fastest route and scenic. Well, no, you can't choose fastest and scenic. Yeah. If you choose fastest, you can avoid highways and tolls and stuff like that, but it's pretty much going to run you the scenic route. You can play with your settings and see what it does and see what types of roads it takes you on. That's what it's designed around. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. It's designed around what type of road the rider wants to ride on. So keep that in mind and have fun with it and play with it. And remember, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. And remember to ride fast, live slow. We'll see you all on the next one.